ごめんなさい。
娘の時間はもう終わり。シルはもう死んだ。最初からこうすればよかった。誰にも渡さない。ベル、あなたは私のものに。
Danmachi Episode 4, let's be real. I have not been a fan of the current timeline and the current story and events with the Syr stuff, but I will admit to you right now, this episode was damn good. The stuff that I have not liked, though, I still do not like, but this episode did bleed into what I do want to see, and that's where the main distinction comes from me being a big old hater to me kind of really liking this specific episode. Now, what ended up happening is at the end of the episode, we saw that Freya is going balls to the wall and she said, I'm gonna get that boy. I'm gonna get that boy. Get up at that dog. She said, I'm gonna get that boy. I'm gonna get that boy. Bella Crenella. And I like that. I like seeing Freya go balls to the wall for Belle. I like that she's gonna give Hestia a run for her goddess money. I like Freya more. Like, when it comes to the crazy, it's just personal taste, okay? We all like different. Some people like really docile women. Some people like really like, you know, tender and I don't even know how to explain it. Just soft. I like the crazy. I like the loud and the crazy, and the one that's a little villainy. Like, that's my cup of tea. Like, that's what I get off on. Am I a masochist? Holy shit. Am I a masochist? Don't show this to my wife. She'll be like, shit, I knew it. Okay, anyways. That's what I like, and so, you know, it kind of leads into that, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm really liking that part of the show. Now, the reality is, this was still kind of a roller coaster of emotions for me, because the episode started off with where we left off last week, right? It ended really well. Freya pretending to be whoever the other girl was, and, you know, Freya going, you know, her whole familia going off on her, and everything that occurred, like, crazy stuff happened at the end, and I love it, okay? But the episode still got me, like, all the negative stuff that I have been bitching and complaining about, essentially, 'cause that's really what it is, right? Just bitching and complaining. You know, the past 2-3 weeks now, that's all still relevant, because the episode started off with Belle and Syr, and he's in her room, and they do ecchi, and they have, you know, they want to have ecchi stuff, and we know, I know, you know, we know that Belle ain't gonna do shit. He's like virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. So the show keeps force feeding us moments with Belle, and we know he's not gonna do anything, and that's always a really frustrating point. But I don't want to harp on that too much, because it just is what it is. And a lot of anime does this, so it's not completely Danmachi's fault. It's just one of those things to where they keep putting Belle in these situations, and we know nothing's gonna happen. And my honest take on those situations is I rather they don't exist. If they didn't exist, I would have less to be frustrated and just be able to enjoy the episode more. But they want them to exist so they can show off sexy girls or something, I guess, you know? But it just ends up being frustrating because Belle, or the main character, just ends up doing nothing with them, you know? And I get it, you know, we can all sit here and write some kind of essay on, well, why he's only 14 and he doesn't know, he has true feelings, he has to sort them out, and blah, 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 blah. But the rest, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he's 14, a little bitch boy, you know what I mean? Like, what can we do about it? It just is what it is, you know what I mean? And I would much rather those things don't exist. So I'm not going to harp on it more. What I will say is I really did appreciate the scene where Welf comes in. Welf, you know, comes in and really gives it to Belle, because he's like, oh, you know, Belle gives him the whole story about Syr, and I like how he was kind of the voice of reasoning for all of us viewers. And he basically told, like, Belle, like, you can't stop, you gotta stop pretending to be dense. You gotta stop pretending like you don't understand. Like, you can only play that card so much. And actually, you're being a big dick by doing it. He's like, because most of these girls can tell that you're doing the dense, or like, what did you say? I didn't hear you. Oh, you just confessed that you love me more than anything? What was that? And then you run away. Like, he's like, you're doing this little bitch boy stuff, and the girls know it. So he's like, you gotta tell her how you feel or don't feel, but just tell her. So then that leads us to the end where, you know, he finally finds Syr, and Syr tries to put the moves on him again, and he basically says like, hey, I can't, I can't stop, I can't do this, whatever. And he basically breaks this little girl's heart, Will that stop her? No, because he has MC Riz or whatever it is. So she'll probably still go after him. But now this is probably going to start the goddess plot line because Syr has kind of put all her cards on the table for Belle. Now, for Belle's point of view, he's obviously still figuring out his feel. Like I said, he's still figuring out his feelings. He's still, does he love Hestia? Does he love 𝐼𝐼N's what's her face? Does he like Ryu? He has a bunch of options on the board. You know what I mean? So it's I can understand it. But he needs to stop being a little bitch boy, just like his buddy told him. So that's kind of where we're at there. And then that transitions us into the Freya stuff, which a lot of crazy happened there. I was a little confused at first. At first, I thought that it was her, not Freya, but I thought it was her attendant. The one that came to deliver the letter originally, the date letter. I thought it was her attendant. And maybe it is. Maybe I just missed something. But I thought it was her attendant pretending to be Syr. And then they showed us the Syr flashback where she finds Syr and Syr was like, oh, I want to be you. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it's Syr pretending to be the attendant. But then it ended up coming out that, oh, no, this whole time it was actually Freya. But then Freya was trying to kill. So I'm a little confused at that. I was like, well, was it the attendant trying to kill Belle? Pretending to be Syr? Pretending to be the attendant? Or was it, in fact, the attendant with her obnoxious love for Freya trying to kill Belle to keep her away from Syr, to keep her away from Freya? So I'm still a little confused on that. So if you want to educate your boy, please do that in the comments. I don't want to go right back and rewatch that scene. But I was a little confused at that. But then it looked like it ended up being Freya at the end because then she has her big proclamation of like, I'm going after it. I'm gonna go get my boy, So I was like, all right, that's cool stuff. So now that it's leading into that, I'm more interested. But I hope we can put this Syr stuff behind us because I don't care about the Syr stuff. But we know that what's going to end up happening is she's going to confess and Belle's going to have a change of heart and he's going to actually want to save her. And then it's going to lead him to actually saving her and going against the Freya Familia. And then he's going to succeed, but then still not love her. He's still going to string her along. And we're just going to get back to where we started, but she's going to be saved. So now she's going to be a Haruhime type situation to where she's just like, I don't know, serving him beer or tea in hopes that he looks her way one day. And then they're going to reintroduce Weenie and they're going to go back and maybe show us a different girl. And maybe we're finally going to get blessed with some Cassandra. All right, I'll leave you guys in those thoughts there. I was kind of all over the place. This episode, though, 8 out of 10. Leave you guys with that thought there. 8 out of 10. Can't wait to read your comments. I was all over the place. Can't wait to shit on me in the comments. But yeah, I thought this episode was good. It's just, there's still a lot of what I hate is very much here. All right, see you guys next week.